will be performing in just a few minutes, but first, with a little help from VH1's Behind the Music, we're going to take a look back at Tim McGraw's rapid rise to the top of country music. It's hard to imagine Tim McGraw wanting more out of life. The country music heartthrob has sold nearly 25 million albums, and his marriage to singing star Faith Hill has made the couple the reigning king and queen of Nashville. But Tim's fairy tale life grew out of very humble beginnings. He was born in Delhi, Louisiana in 1966 to 18-year-old single mom Betty D'Agostino. She later married trucker Horace Smith, who Tim grew up thinking was his father. It was life in the rural South that gave Tim a taste for country music.
I was a huge fan of Eric Clapton, and along with Alabama and Merle Haggard and George Jones and Johnny Paycheck and those guys. Things change.
When he was 12, he learned that pro baseball player Tug McGraw was his biological father. But it wasn't until a few years later that the two began a relationship.
I said, yeah, I'm your father. I mean, when you hear that, I mean, there's I guess, it brings everything to a conclusion.
That same year, when registering at Northeast Louisiana University, Tim changed his name from Smith to McGraw, and while at school discovered he had a gift for music.
I started playing in clubs at night and just started sitting around, taught myself how to play guitar, and started sitting in my bands, and I guess once the bug bit me, I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Tim left college and moved to Nashville in 1989, where he quickly landed a record contract. Sales for his self-titled first CD were disappointing. But in 1994, his follow-up album, Not a Moment Too Soon, took off.
I'm down here in Mexico, sick as a dog.
His success wasn't without controversy.
I'm an Indian outlaw. Half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind.
Indian Outlaw came under fire from some Native American groups who found it offensive. But the song went on to become McGraw's first top 10 hit.
Don't take the girl.
For that CD, Tim was named Best New Male Artist by the Academy of Country Music.
Thanks, guys.
His next effort, 1995's All I Want, established him as a country music star.
I'm sick of the crumbs, I want a piece of that pie.
But it was the following year's Spontaneous Combustion tour that would change Tim McGraw's life, thanks to his opening act, singer Faith Hill.
I was only with him for a couple of days, and I fell madly in love with him. I mean, I just could not. It was like a magnet. It's like, I have to be with this man for the rest of my life, period.
The couple was married later that year, and in 1997, Tim released his fourth CD, Everywhere, which featured a duet with his new wife.
The song just said everything. It was kind of a reflection on our life, and it was a bigger experience for us, believe me, than it was anybody else.
That record was soon followed by Tim and Faith's next collaboration, the birth of daughter Gracie in 1997. Sister Maggie was born a year later.
You find this kind of overflowing cup of love that you find for when you have a child, that you just, especially a little girl.
His next CD, 1999's A Place in the Sun, went triple platinum, and the accolades continued to pour in.
You had a suntan line and red lipstick. I worked so hard for that first kiss, and a heart don't forget, something like that.
In 2000, Tim and Faith hit the road, co-headlining the sold-out Soul to Soul tour.
Let me take you to a place like nowhere else, show you the things you never felt. Oh, let me love you.
Their next duet, the sensuous Let's Make Love, earned McGraw his first Grammy.
Let's make love all night long.
Today, the 35-year-old McGraw is back on tour with his new CD, Set This Circus Down, and he and Faith are again expanding their family with a new baby due in January.
I guess the best way I can describe having children and being married and being happy in my life and being successful and being able to do the things that I want to do is I finally feel like that I've got my arms around everything.
What a great couple. Now, you may be wondering why I'm wearing these glasses. Well, that's because Craig Andrews of the Salem Eye Clinic in Salem, Illinois,
said that if I wore these glasses on television, he would pay for 5 of his employees who have come to New York. So, Craig, here they are, and here they are. So, honey, Craig, cough it up, Craig. You got to pay now. Up next, Tim McGraw. Isn't that great? But first, this is Today on NBC.
Year for Tim McGraw. He won a Grammy Award for a duet with his wife, Faith Hill. Then he won an American Music Award as Best Male Country Artist, and his CD, Set This Circus Down, has sold about 1 billion copies. He's had a very good year, and he's made a stop here on the Today Show summer concert circuit, and we are thrilled about that. Tim McGraw, great to see you.
I'm doing good.
You've been doing this for more than 10 years now, since the early 90s. When you have a year like you just had with a Grammy and an American Music Award and all the record sales, can you just look back and say kind of ho-hum?
You know, I don't want to look back at all now. You know, one of these days when I'm sitting in a rocking chair somewhere, I can look back and reminisce about it. But right now, you know, there's a lot of guys out there gaining on you. So you know, you gotta keep it working.
Do you look at it that way? You look over your shoulder and see someone coming up behind you?
Well, yeah. You know, this is fun. It's a little bit of competition in there, but also it's just fun. You know, if you go out there and do something, you want to be the best you can at it, and you want to feel like you're doing good.
The new CD, Set This Circus Down, you didn't write the songs, but I was reading a couple of reviews, and more than one person said this seems kind of autobiographical. Do you agree with that, or does that make sense to you?
Some of it, maybe. I don't think you pick songs that way. I think you do a lot of songs sometimes that have nothing to do with your life, and I think as an artist, you should try to relate yourself to something like that. But there's some songs that are probably autobiographical.
You know what I like is you give the people their money's worth. When I was a kid and I'd buy an album, I like reading the notes on the album as much as I like listening to the music. You've got a full booklet included in this CD.
Well, you know, people get tired of just a headshot. You know, there's only so much you can do with that. I mean, how cool can you make yourself look with a different headshot and a different angle? So, you know, I wanted something that kind of had something to do with the whole project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You and Faith are expecting your third child in January. You don't know what you're having?
No, don't know what we're having.
So do you have a preference? You can say it on national television because everyone hates you if you pick the wrong thing.
Well, you know, you want a healthy child,
Right.
but this isn't going to be our last one either. So, you know, I'd like to have a boy sooner or later, but, you know, I grew up in a household with my mom and my 2 sisters, so I'm used to having a lot of women around. So I think I can handle that if that happens.
Faith has been here a number of times. We've always enjoyed that, and we're thrilled that you've joined us this morning. What are you going to start off with?
Angel Boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw, and he's back with another on a Friday morning. But first, this is Today on NBC.
A couple of us in the crowd, we were watching you, and we're thinking, you need to exercise a little. Can you believe him? What do you do to stay in such good shape?
Well, you know, on the road we play basketball a lot. I can't get some of these guys to play, but the drummer plays with us. But we play 4 or 5 hours a day sometimes.
Well, honey, you look like you're in incredible shape.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome very much.
It's always fun to talk about yourself that way, isn't it? When, oh, shucks, you're pulling the hat down lower and lower. What are you going to sing for us now?
I'm going to sing Things Change, which is a song off from the new album.
All right, again, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thank
Tim,
you,
good
guys.
to see you. Give our love to Faith.
Thank you.
They wouldn't let him play the opera with whiskey on his breath, and it didn't take him long to figure out what they missed. He went down that lost highway underneath that purple sky. The legend disappeared before his time. Things changed. They said he was the devil, dressed in gold lame. The way he shook his hips up there on the stage. But before that fateful day, he left Tennessee. All of them were calling him the king. Things changed. Yeah, they like to call them hippies, outlaws with guitars, but they brought a little poetry to the honky-tonks heart. Might have got a little too crazy, might have flown a little too high. Somewhere, somebody's playing their songs tonight. Don't you know that change? Yeah! Some say it's too country, or some say we're too rock and roll. It's just good music if you can feel it in your soul. And it doesn't really matter, it's always been the same. Life goes on, and things change. Things change. Don't you know that change? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Change can't keep me from changing. I'm gonna keep on changing.
One more song from Tim McGraw and the gang a little bit later. But first, these messages and your local news.
We've got a lovely young lady here. What's your name?
Carolyn Pashard.
Carolyn, is today your birthday?
It is indeed.
My gosh, and do you want to share with us? Is this your family here?
My family.
Your grandson?
Coda de Casa, California.
And do you want to share with us how old you are?
I am 80 today.
Get out of You're not 80 years
I
old.
am too.
No, you're not. I want to see a driver. I'd like to see this lady carded, please. Before you go in to buy any alcohol, I want to see a license. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. It loves being here. I love it.
Thank you very much. Let's check your weather, see what's happening.
I put into the shopping center and saw a little boy wrapped around the legs of his mother. Like ice cream melting, they embraced, years of bad decisions running down her face. All morning I've been thinking my life's so hard, and they wore everything they owned, living in a car. I wanted to tell them it would be okay, but I just got in my Suburban and I drove away. And I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I keep having this dream about my old man, 10 years old, and he's holding my hand. We're talking on the front porch, watching the sun go down, but it was just a dream. He was a slave to his job, and he couldn't be around. So many things I want to say to him, but I just placed a rose on his grave and I talked to the wind. And I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry, don't cry. I'm sitting here with my kids and my wife and everything that I hold dear in my life. We say grace and thank the Lord, got so much to be thankful for. Then it's up the stairs and off to bed, and my little girl says, I haven't had my story yet. And everything weighing on my mind disappears just like that when she lifts her head off her pillow and says, I love you, Dad. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry. I don't know why they say grown men don't cry, don't cry.
This morning, Tim McGraw brought a little bit of country to New York City. And live on Monday, NSYNC makes an unscheduled tour stop out in the plaza. Then Friday, Tony Bennett and Katie Lang duet outside. All brought to you by the incredible Edible Egg, only on Today.